In the American fast food industry, Yum! Brands has as diverse a product offering as you will find. Recognizable and varied brands such as KFC, Pizza Hut, Taco Bell, A&W All-American Food, and Long John Silver's are all part of the Yum! Family of restaurants. But in today's global economy, Yum! Brands' presence extends far beyond the borders of the United States. In charge of overseeing Yum's operations in foreign markets is Peter Bassi, President of Yum! Restaurants International.
Most places where there's conurbation, where there's urbanization of some kind, there is American fast food of some type, or there's a local fast food. The bigger challenge we have is, why should you come to our place versus that place?
To compete on a global scale, YRI uses an overall marketing plan consisting of 7 key marketing perspectives essential to its success. The first of these is marketing from a global perspective. For Yum, the entire world is a potential marketplace, and Yum seeks out foreign markets where it feels its particular variety of American fast food can thrive.
We open restaurants in China that people have never seen anything Western. I mean, in that times. And KFC is an overnight success. Right? It's overnight success because it's clean, it's well lit, the employees are really friendly, right? The food is fabulous, and for what you're getting, you pay a reasonable price. So, I mean, and that's the case where people have never seen, Western food. In some cases, they've never seen Westerners. So it's just a matter of, if you provide the right concept, retail concept, I'm convinced it can be successful anywhere.
However, even with an overall retail strategy that is applicable on a global scale, entering a new international market can still require Yum to customize its marketing approach to fit the local culture. Sometimes, a particular cultural dynamic allows a Yum restaurant to reach a market segment it does not normally target. For example, KFC does not aggressively market itself to children in the United States. But in some countries in Asia and Latin America, KFC's international mascot, Chicky, has proven extremely effective in drawing that demographic to the restaurant.
In China, we average more than 400 birthday parties per year per restaurant. Right? An amazing number. Right? In Mexico, it's similar. I mean, Chicky is on television in Mexico. I went to an evening event in Ecuador where they have once a month in a town square, they have a Chicky party. There were 12,000 kids screaming and yelling at this Chicky party. So it works in cultures where children take on a little more importance in life.
Cultural norms can also cause Yum to adjust some of its standard food service practices, such as the way it presents food products to consumers.
When we set up KFC in Brazil in a few months, Brazilians do not like touching food with their hands. So we're going to have to make sure that the KFC packaging allows people to eat sandwiches. We're keeping the wrap on. We're going to make sure that we think about crockery and cutlery, actually having dishes and knives and forks that people want to eat in the restaurant.
Yum also looks at marketing from a relationship perspective. To effectively execute its marketing plan, Yum works to establish fruitful relationships with customers, outside organizations, and within its own workforce. Yum's Customer Mania initiative is designed to provide a level of customer service that will keep consumers returning to Yum restaurants far into the future.
We want all of our crew members to really think about what it's going to take so that when you come through that door, we make that experience as good as humanly possible, that we exceed your expectations of the restaurant experience. We want our crew members to think of every touch point the customer has with our concept, whether it be using a restroom, whether it be making sure that chair is clean that he sits down on. So we try to broaden it so that the crew member thinks about total customer satisfaction.
Outstanding customer service can only be achieved when employees are motivated to act in the best interest of the customer. To maintain a positive relationship with its employees, Yum focuses on employee appreciation and rewarding those who excel in their jobs.
Well, to me, the way I think of Yum, the line when people say, what's Yum about? I say we are a restaurant-focused company, and we are all about reward and recognition. We think our culture is all about appreciating frontline employees and making sure that our people in the restaurants are well taken care of. I think what's nice is when you're only in one business, restaurants, you can figure out the best way to make people feel appreciated. So I think the so-called trickle-down effect is you create an energy level and a commitment, hopefully at the restaurant level, that provides a nice environment for people to work, a nice environment for people to eat.
Finally, Yum builds relationships with outside partners. When Yum opens a new international location, they collaborate with a franchisee who manages the restaurant on a local level.
We would have somebody who knows the market locally and knows real estate locally, knows labor laws, knows labor practices, knows the best way to merchandise the product and create some brand awareness. In terms of what will make that business successful from a local promotion perspective, a local partner probably better than we would be.
Companies must also market themselves from an ethics perspective. Making claims a company can't back up is misleading to consumers and can tarnish a company's name. To ensure that Yum can deliver on its promise of a truly outstanding restaurant experience, Yum relies on its CHAMPS program, a corporate operations platform created to hold all aspects of the company to the highest standards of business.
Cleanliness, hospitality, accuracy, maintenance, product quality, and speed of service. And that became the bedrock of how we evaluate our operations. So it started with a CHAMPS check form. We had a mystery shopper evaluate a restaurant on these measures. And we've used that CHAMPS acronym to describe everything pertaining to our operating platform.
Every customer wants to receive value, so customer value is another key marketing perspective for Yum brands to consider. Even in smaller international markets, Yum faces competition from international and local food vendors and must find a marketing solution to show consumers the value that Yum restaurants can deliver relative to its competitors.
We don't try to compete with the local guy who's selling food for 1/4 the price that we are. We're providing a different experience. I mean, our facility looks different, our employees look different, our food is different. We are Real Food Fast. We've been calling ourselves Real Food Fast for a long time, and the thought there is it's real food, it's high quality food, but you get it quickly. And we use that concept where we bring KFC all over the world. In the case of Pizza Hut, we're really in two different businesses. We have a dine-in business, which is really casual dining, and we're bringing that even more upscale as we speak. In the case of delivery, it's hot and on time. It's convenience.
In deciding where and when to open a new location, Yum Brands looks at prospective markets from a productivity perspective. Productivity means getting the most output for each marketing dollar spent. Entering the correct market at the correct time can ensure that Yum gets as high a return as possible on the money it spends.
You don't want to be someplace so early that it diverts resources that's going to cost you a lot of both money and people to support that business, but you don't want to be so late that you miss the easy growth of the market. Because when a market starts growing rapidly and it becomes acceptable for American fast food, the easiest business to get is when it starts. Right? We hopefully can determine there's enough people in that market who can afford our food. I mean, I was in Ecuador a couple of months ago, and Ecuador is not a rich country, but we have some of the highest volume, best managed KFCs in the world in Ecuador, because there's enough people who can afford our food.
Once Yum has decided to enter a new market, it achieves maximum productivity by allocating marketing dollars only to those areas that promise a return on investment.
When we introduce a brand in a market, we don't advertise because you can't justify advertising. And the U.S. has very well-defined local advertising. Countries like Germany, there's only national advertising. So you couldn't possibly afford to advertise if you have 20 restaurants.
Adopting a technology perspective helps companies put emerging products and technologies to work for them. For Yum, the possibility of integrating internet technology into its international marketing plans is both an intriguing and risky proposition.
We're looking at some of the stuff that's going on in the States, pizza, internet delivery ordering. We're looking at that. But believe it or not, a lot of the internet marketing initiatives outside the U.S. by other companies really haven't taken hold as quickly as people thought they would. So we're looking at different things, kind of a wait and see, but we haven't really crystallized exactly how we're going to leverage the internet internationally.
Much like exploring the internet as an international marketing tool, Yum is continually focused on bringing an entrepreneurial perspective to its work. That is, stressing innovation and looking for inroads to new markets.
We take a lot of entrepreneurial risks ourselves, and our franchisees take a lot of entrepreneurial risks. And that's the nature of this category, where you try to create a retail business that wasn't there before. I mean, some of the larger risks we've taken, where people thought might not work, was stuffed crust in many markets. People did not think that people like cheese outside the United States as much as they do inside the United States. But stuffed crust has been an enormously successful product. It's the largest selling pizza in Mexico. And interestingly, stuffed crust has been a bigger idea outside the U.S. than it ever was inside the U.S.
By addressing each key marketing perspective, Yum Restaurants International has been able to achieve steady growth on a global scale.